The story starts with a matchmaker named Lucy, who was an expert at helping people in New York find a partner. Most of her day was spent asking men and women how their dates went. Right now, she was talking to a man who said he didn't like the woman she had matched him with. But when Lucy spoke to the woman named Sophie, she really liked the man and looked happy. Lucy had to tell her the truth, that the man wasn't interested in her. Lucy tried to comfort her by saying, "Don't worry, I'll find you another date." She suggested a man named Mark, but the Sophie didn't like his height. He says he's 5 feet 11 inches, but I'm sure he's only 5 feet 9 inches. Lucy told her that a couple of inches didn't matter and encouraged her to give the date a try. Meanwhile, Lucy's company was celebrating her success. 2 of her clients were about to get married, and she had already arranged a total of 9 weddings. Lucy and her friend were talking about Sophie. They agreed that Sophie was average in everything and that nothing about her really stood out. That was exactly why Lucy wanted to help her get married. She believed Sophie is a good person who deserved a good partner. Their conversation then shifted to height-increasing surgeries. Lucy mentioned that these days, some men get surgeries to become up to 6 inches taller. She added, if someone can afford it, they should definitely go for it. The scene then moved to a wedding that Lucy had arranged. There, we meet a man named Harry. He overheard Lucy talking to a group of women from a distance. Lucy was explaining how important it is to choose the right partner. Impressed by her words, the women gave her their business cards. Just then, a problem came up. The bride, Charlotte, is looking upset and refusing to get ready. She was clearly unhappy and running late. She admitted she was having doubts, saying, "I'm a modern woman. I could have done anything with my life, but here I am getting married." Lucy gently said, "I understand, but tell me, why don't you want to get married? If you tell me, I'll help you get out of here." Charlotte replied, "I have to get married. Too much money has already been spent." Lucy then asked, "Okay, but why do you want to marry Peter? Whatever your reason is, I promise it will stay between us." Charlotte confessed, "Because when my sister sees Peter, she gets jealous. She thinks he looks better than her husband and earns more, and that makes me feel like I've won." Lucy asked, "So, do you really want to marry him?" Charlotte answered, "Yes." And so, the wedding went ahead. After the ceremony, Lucy met Harry, Peter's brother. Harry told Lucy, "I overheard you talking to those women earlier. You were really impressive and convincing in getting them to try your services." He then asked her about her work, saying, "So, you must know a lot about love, right?" Lucy replied, "I know a lot about dating. Dating is hard. There's risk and pain involved. But love is easy. It just happens." Lucy even tried to recruit Harry as a client, saying he would be a perfect match for many of her customers. After all, Harry was tall, 6 feet, and rich. But just then, Lucy's ex-boyfriend, John, appeared, carrying her favorite drink. He was now working as a waiter. Lucy and John greeted each other, and later Lucy went outside to talk to him. John asked, "So, how did you match these two?" Lucy replied, "They had similar backgrounds, were equally attractive, and both came from rich families." John smirked and said, "Well, I'm broke and come from a terrible family. Does that mean we're soulmates?" Lucy laughed and said, "Probably." We then learned that John had once wanted to be an actor, but things hadn't worked out. Then he asked, "Can I give you a ride home when this is over?" Lucy agreed. Back inside, Lucy handed Harry her card and said, "I can help you find someone too." But Harry replied, "I don't want to hire you. I want to date you." Lucy told him, "I only date to get married, and I want to marry someone very rich." Just then, John appeared again, watching from a distance. Soon after, Lucy and John got into his car. Lucy smiled and said, "Your car still smells the same as before." The scene then flashed back to a few years earlier when Lucy and John were dating. It was 5 years ago on Lucy and John's anniversary. John was running late for their restaurant reservation because he couldn't find cheap parking. This led to an argument in the car. Frustrated, Lucy stepped out and said, "I don't want to hate you for being poor, but right now I do." Back in the present day, John dropped Lucy off at her home. As he left, Lucy told him, "Invite me to your play." The next day, Lucy returned to work. She met clients with all sorts of demands. One 48-year-old man wanted a 27-year-old girlfriend, while another insisted on someone slim and fit. Meanwhile, Lucy had also started going on dates with Harry. At first, she wasn't very interested, but over time, they grew closer. Harry took her to expensive places, brought her luxurious flowers, and always paid the bill. He was the complete opposite of John. One day, Lucy told him, "You could find a much better girl than me. In our industry, guys like you are called unicorns, the kind of man women dream about." Lucy told Harry, "You have the ideal income, the right education. You're a 10 out of 10 in every category. I don't understand why you're interested in me. You could easily find someone younger and prettier." But none of that mattered to Harry. He replied, "I don't care about any of that. I want someone I can respect, someone who knows the world better than I do. You have all of that, and those qualities will only grow with time. As for money, I already have more than enough of my own." They went to his villa together, a massive, luxurious place. Lucy couldn't stop staring at it. While While there, she accidentally dropped her phone just as John was calling her. The scene then shifted to the next day. At John's place, he shared the house with his friends, and it was in terrible condition, barely livable. John was completely fed up with it. Meanwhile, Lucy woke up in Harry's fancy apartment, and before leaving for work, Harry handed her the keys to the apartment. Lucy sat down and started working from Harry's apartment, but her client Sophie wasn't answering the phone. Worried, Lucy called Mark, the guy Sophie had gone on a date with. Lucy asked how your date went. Mark replied, the date went really well. Sophie is exactly the kind of girl I was looking for. He even said he was ready for a second date. Just then, Lucy listened to a voice note from John, inviting her to come see his play. When Lucy arrived at the office, she was shocked to learn that Sophie had filed a case against their company, claiming that Mark had assaulted her. Lucy's boss told her firmly, this wasn't your fault. Things like this happen in our industry. But Lucy couldn't just accept it. She started panicking, thinking, how could I have made this mistake? She went into the bathroom, searched for information about Mark, and crying. Later, she went with Harry to watch John's play. While performing, John noticed them sitting together in the audience. After the play, Lucy introduced John to Harry. She also praised John's acting. John said, he's rich. He probably owns a house. Lucy replied, can we talk about something else? And she says, I don't think I'm very good at my job anymore. John said, don't stress too much. Your job is dating. It's not that serious. Hearing that, Lucy got angry. The next day at work, Lucy's behavior changed completely. She started giving blunt and rude replies to her clients. Because of this, Lucy's boss asked her to take a few days off, saying, you're still clearly affected by everything that happened. But Lucy refused. If I take a break now, I might never come back. She was completely fed up with her job. Her boss tried to explain, we help people get married. The reason they have so many demands is because they're choosing someone to spend their whole life with. After hearing this, Lucy left the office. Despite her boss's warning, she went to meet Sophie. Sophie said, I thought we were friends, but now I don't even know what to say. Lucy replied, I'm sorry. I didn't know he would do something like that. Sophie snapped back, how could you set me up with someone like that? You see me as worthless merchandise, which is why you just handed me off to anyone. Angry and hurt, Sophie walked away. Her words completely broke Lucy. She called John and told him everything, admitting that she had made a huge mistake. John asked, should I come over? Lucy replied, no, I'm going to Harry's place. They were supposed to leave for a vacation together. While packing with Harry, Lucy noticed a ring he had bought for her. That night, she also spotted a mark on his leg and soon realized the mark was from height-increasing surgery. Lucy said, I understand. I've had 2 surgeries myself. She then learned that Harry and his brother, the one who had gotten married earlier, had both undergone the same procedure. That surgery changed our lives, Harry explained. Now women approach us first. Then she told him, you should go on the vacation alone. I don't think this will work between us. We don't love each other, and money can't fix that. Harry replied, I don't think love is something I can even feel. Lucy said, when it happens to you, love will feel like the easiest thing in the world. The scene then shifted to John's place. Lucy stood outside his house, and John came out. Lucy said, I was supposed to go to Iceland, but I didn't, and I already rented out my apartment for a few days. It was clear she was hoping to stay with John, but he told her, you won't be able to stay here. Then he added, come on, let's go for a drive. They drove for a while until they spotted trucks from Jay's catering company. Following them, they ended up at a wedding. John and Lucy sat far away, watching the ceremony. Lucy remarked, one day, these two will start hating each other for no reason, get divorced, and then fight over who gets what. Later, they dressed up and went out to dinner. They started dancing. Suddenly, John stepped outside. He asked, are we getting back together? Lucy replied, I don't know. John said I'm some pathetic guy who can't get his life together. No, Lucy said. John continued, it's been years, and I still can't afford to be with you. It's not about that, Lucy said. We're not together because I'm materialistic. Even now, I'm still thinking, if I marry you, I'll always be eating in cheap restaurants. So how could you love someone like me? Lucy walked away, and at that moment, her phone rang. It was Sophie. That guy, Mark, is sitting outside my house, she said. I had no one else to call but you. I called the police, but they said unless he tries to break in, they can't do anything. He's just ringing the doorbell. Don't let him in, Lucy told her. I'm coming right now. Lucy and John rushed to Sophie's place, but by the time they arrived, Mark was already gone. Lucy went inside to comfort Sophie, who was crying. Sophie said, I seriously need a boyfriend so I don't have to keep calling my matchmaker during emergencies. The next morning, John was still there. He said, you once asked me why I love you. Loving you is the easiest thing in the world, and I'll love you until the day I die. That's a lifelong guarantee. Take it if you like the offer. Lucy smiled back. Deal. A little time later, John was walking toward Lucy. Meanwhile, Lucy got a call from her boss. I'm heading to the London office, and I've recommended you to take my place here. Lucy laughed. That's funny. I have my resignation letter ready. Don't quit, her boss urged. Ask for any salary you want. You'll get it. At that moment, John arrived. He held out a little ring made of flowers and proposed to Lucy. And with that, their story came to an end.